Okay, I'm trying to get this. Sorry, you have to stare at my double chin. Okay, I'm trying to get it. It's not working. Okay, so I haven't made a... What the heck? Okay, I'm literally losing it now. Nope. Oh my gosh, there's nothing to put it on. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna have to hold this. So hi everyone. I know it's been a long time, but I was just recently watching, actually like a couple minutes ago, I was watching Shane Dawson's latest video on the whole scary hotel video that I was watching, that he just uploaded. And it takes, the hotel he went to is the one that the movie The Shining was based off of. And it got me to thinking about maybe, you know, like telling you guys about something really creepy that happened just recently in my own life. So I'm gonna tell you that right now. I don't know what to title this video. Maybe Lizzie Borden House? I don't know. But anyway, so if you guys don't know who Lizzie Borden was, she lived in Fall River, Massachusetts, and I don't remember what year. It was years ago, years and years ago. And maybe the 1800s or something, I can't remember. But anyway, so the point is, it's unclear whether she killed her father and her stepmother, or if she was telling the truth and someone ended up doing it. No one really knows. Like, they didn't have enough proof back then to prove her wrong, so she got away with it, kind of. I think she did spend some time in jail, though, but yeah. So I decided with my mom has always wanted to go to the Lizzie Borden house. So when summer started, my mom was like, I want to go to the Lizzie Borden house this summer at some point. And we did. Fall River, Massachusetts. I live in Massachusetts, so it was only like a couple hours to get there by car. And so we took the tour. The tour guide was really nice, and he was kind of funny too. He had a good sense of humor. He showed us around the house, and like the living room where her father was killed, on that sofa. They have a new sofa, but it looks just like the old one. They changed up, like, I think the wallpaper they changed up a little bit or something. But yeah, so he showed us the whole house, pretty much. The bedrooms that they slept in, and, you know, the living room. I can't tell. No, there was a dining room, and then there's, like, a living room, and then there's a room that looks like a living room. And of course, oops, sorry, it's slipping. There's also the staircase going up the stairs. Then there's the attic where there was where they had their maid sleep, and stuff like that. And so he was showing us around. We started off in the first room, the one that looks like the living room. And then he brought us to the dining room, and in the dining room there was a case, and it had, like, the pictures that were taken of the mother and the stepmother and the father after they were killed. And they were, okay, it's kind of really, like, graphic if you look them up. It's just warning you, if you look up Lizzie Borden and you look up the pictures of the parents and what happened to them, it was really disgusting. They were kind of like killed. They were killed with an axe. And the dad, his face, like his skull was all like messed up after. His face was just all bloody and gross. And he was just laying on the couch. I guess he was taking an afternoon nap or something when he was killed. And the mother, the stepmother, was upstairs, I think, making the bed or something like that when she was murdered, and she was found on the floor laying next to the bed. And she was also killed very, very brutally murdered. It was just, the pictures were really graphic, and, you know, even though it was in black and white, it was really creepy. And in the case, they also had, like, they had some things that, in that room, they also had some things that, like, were found in, like, broken plates and all that stuff that were found in the garage, or, I don't know what the barn, was it back then? I think it was a barn back then, the garage, but, so, I could be wrong. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was like another, it was like a garage back there. And, so they had some actual broken dishes from back then on display. In the case, they also had some jewelry, I guess, like bracelets and stuff that were made out of hair, because that's how bracelets were made back then, which is kind of cool, but kind of weird at the same time. They also had, skulls, not real skulls, but like fake skulls that, were broken, exactly how the parents' skulls were messed up after they were murdered, and the dad's was really messed up. So I was like, wow, that's terrible. You know, whoever did it, whether it was her or not, whoever did end up killing the parents must have really hated them. That's all I have to say. I don't remember the whole story with her, but her dad was, he was a strict dad, and her stepmother, she never really liked her stepmother, so they think that's who killed them in the first place because of that. And then they asked her, if they could see the dress that she was wearing the day that they got, killed and everything, and she burned it before they could see it. So they think maybe she did murder the parents and she got blood on her dress and she wanted to get rid of the evidence, so she burned the dress. But back then they didn't have the things that we have now where you can, like, you know, find people's fingerprints, or like, you know, like, you know, there's like not like DNA, there weren't like DNA tests like that back then, so they couldn't prove that she did kill her parents. So she ended up living the rest of her life in a house alone, I think. I'm pretty sure she lived alone. Her sister, for some reason, left and never really saw her again. And there were little girls and, you know, little kids that would play outside of her house. And they knew about the whole Lizzie Borden thing, and that's where the song came along, that Lizzie Borden Took an Axe song. If you don't know that song, you can look it up. But basically it says, it basically says that she murdered them and she hit them, with an axe and killed them and stuff like that. So anyway, back to the story. So there were like skulls that looked just like, to give you a look, to give you an idea of like how badly their skulls were cracked open with that axe, and it was really, really disgusting. They did have the picture of the father again in the living room where he was actually murdered. And when I walked in that room, I turned the corner and I saw the couch. As I said, I think I said this before, I can't remember now. But, so in the living room, I was saying that before, where they don't have the original couch, but they do have one that looks really similar to it. And when I walked in that room and I looked and, like, I turned the corner and I looked to my left, and there was a couch there, and it looked exactly like the one he was killed on. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is the room he was killed in. And it gave me the chills because, like, you're walking into a room where someone was brutally murdered with an axe straight to the face, like, it's really creepy. So, I got goosebumps when I walked in. So the tour guide was telling us about this room, and, that the father was taking a nap when he was murdered on the couch, and he, there was, like, a fake axe, or... It was a fake axe on the couch, and he was like, if you guys want to pose and take pictures, you can, so of course we did. But yeah, so as I said before, there was another picture in there of the father after he was murdered, his dead body, and they had a magnifying glass, so like you could like look up close, like, to see what his face looked like, and it was just all messed up, all sorts of messed up. Oh, I can't. It's so gross. If you're into like really creepy and like gross, brutal murders and stuff, you don't get like queasy really easy. Just go on Google and look at it. It's kind of like, it's interesting but really bad at the same time. But yeah, so he was telling us about that. And then also on the wall, above the fireplace, in the house, there were some things that weren't actually, like, there when the family still lived there and everything. Some of the stuff they just, they saw and they were like, oh, that'd be nice to put in the Lizzie Borden house. And so, they decorated it a little bit with things that weren't originally in the house. There was, like a really cute thing, like a little picture frame, and it had words in it saying, what's a house without a father, or something like that. And I thought that was very funny, but also very kind of sad at the same time. There was also a Ouija board in the corner of the room, and he told us a story about it, but he said that the story might not be true. That the person could have been making it up, stuff like that. Basically, what happened was there was this guy, and he supposedly found this Ouija board in the Lizzie Borden house, and he took it, and then he sent it back to the Lizzie Borden house and told them, keep it, I do not want it anymore, or something like that. Like, he was really scared, but they don't know if he was actually serious or if he was just, messing around with them. So that Ouija board was in the corner of the room. My little sister was terrified. I was a little concerned, but, you know, I went up to it and I was, like, looking at it. I was like, that is so cool, but, like, you know, if that actually, you know, if that guy was actually, you know, like, telling the truth and stuff, that would be really cool. But also really creepy. But anyway, so, yeah, he told us about the Ouija board. And some people say that the Lizzie Borden house is haunted. My mom was actually talking to the people there, and they said that, I think they said they have had experiences, and that the people that go on tour sometimes have experiences, and, like, the whole time I was there, I was really, I don't know, I felt really uncomfortable. I don't know if it's because I was letting all that get to me, or what, but, like, I was just really, like, creeped out by the whole thing. So we were in the living room, and he was done talking to us about, you know, the father and stuff, about, like, the stuff that happened in the living room with his death and all that. And then he was like, okay, you know, take your pictures on the couch if you want, you know, we weren't allowed to take videos, but we were allowed to take pictures. And he was like, you know, get your pictures done, and then we can head upstairs to the bedrooms. And, before we left the room, he told us that, something had happened that was kind of weird. And, basically, what he said was that clock that was over the fireplace, when, it's like a wind-up clock from, like, older years, and they never wound it up. Like, it has the key, but, like, they never use the key, so, like, it doesn't work, you know what I'm saying? And, when he said that, I was like, well, sorry, I literally got the chills talking about this. I don't think you can see. Can you see my goosebumps? Those are goosebumps, dude. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I'm cold, because it's winter time here, or, like, ugh, that's just weird. Did you see me get the shivers? That is scary. Okay, usually my goosebumps go away, but they're not going away. Oh my gosh, I'm scared. Okay, I'm home alone, and even though it's bright outside, I'm terrified. Okay, anyway, so what I was getting to before I got the chills was, so he was talking about this wind-up clock and how it, like, never works, and, everyone was looking at the clock, and we all noticed that the clock was working. And he said, out of all the years that he's been, you know, leading the tours and all that stuff, that's never happened before. And, you know, he was like, the clock is always off. Like, we never wind it up, so it never works. But today, when you guys came on the tour, it's working now, and by itself, which we thought was really creepy. So we were just, like, standing there, and we were all, like, amazed by how something... I heard a noise, and it scared me. Anyway, so, we were all, like, really scared about it, and, like, we were all, like, kind of quiet, and it's, like, it literally scared me so much. Like, the room went silent. Everyone was just like watching the clock, and it was like tick, tick, tick. That's all we heard was ticking. And literally, that's like the scariest thing that's ever happened to me in my whole entire life. But, so yeah, that was really weird, because that clock was not supposed to be working. And when we went on the tour, it started working. I'm getting the goosebumps again. See, they keep coming back. I don't know if you can see them. Okay, I don't know if it's because I'm cold, which might be the case. Or like if... Okay. Sorry, I sneeze a lot. So, if I ever sneeze on camera, it's because I'm always, like, sneezing. I don't know if I have allergy problems or what. Probably all the dust, but... yeah, so that was probably one of the scariest scariest things that's ever happened. I'm hoping that was the radiator or my neighbors, because they're really loud. But I'm home alone, and now that I hear all these noises, it's kind of creeping me out. We do have a mouse problem, but I don't know. Oh my gosh, that reminds me. Okay. Before I go on to the thing I was just about to say, I want to tell you guys that if you do have the chance to go to the Lizzie Borden house, I think you should do it, because it's really cool learning all this stuff about that house. And who knows, you might experience something paranormal or something like that, or the clock might start working again, you know, like by itself. And you know, if you get the chance to go, there's also it's like they have a bed and breakfast thing there, so like you can sleep overnight. I think it's like $300 though, to go like ghost hunting and all that stuff. But yeah, I was really impressed. And after we left, I think it was because it was a warm day and I didn't drink enough water. I felt exhausted and I felt sick. I don't know if that's because of, like, paranormal stuff, or if I was actually just really dehydrated, which I think is the case, but I don't know. Anyway, so it's a really cool experience if you get to do it. But anyway, so I want to tell you guys a funny story. I have to make this quick because I don't have that much time. One day I was in the kitchen with my little sister, and we were home alone, and we were in the dark. The whole house was dark. And we had those, like, glowing ghost balloons, and, you know, we were hitting it back and forth. And then in the dining room, we heard something fall. And it scared us. And I was like, Gabby, turn on the light, turn on the light, turn on the light. So she turned on the light. And I was like, oh my gosh, that scared me so much. Actually, I think it was just me. I don't think Gabby heard it. I heard the noise in the dining room. That's how it went. And I screamed. And then Gabby screamed. And then we were both screaming. Because I scared her. And then she screamed. And it scared me even more. So we were, like, both screaming at nighttime in our house alone in the dark. And I was like, Gabby, turn on that light, please. So she turns on the light. And then, like, she's like, why are you... Stop trying to scare me. And I was like, Gabby, I literally heard something fall in the dining room. And I was like, I don't know if a mouse knocked something over or what, but it was loud. I don't know how you didn't hear it. And then we went back to, I think we turned off the light again, and then we were playing again, and then we both heard something, and we were both like, okay, nope, we're keeping the lights on, we're not doing this anymore. And yeah, it was just really creepy. And then I was like, you know, I thought this would be the perfect time to scare my little sister, right? And so we were like sitting there, and I was like, oh my gosh, Gabby, there's someone behind you. And she got scared and she screamed like at the top of her lungs, and she ran in the direction I pointed at. Like, I was like, oh my god, he's right there. And she went running in that direction. I was like, Gabby. She was like, stop trying to scare me. And I was like, okay. The other times were real. Like, I really heard something. But this time I was just kidding. She was like, well, oh my gosh. Like, why would you do that? And then I was like, Gabby, if there really were someone behind you, would you actually run into him? Or would you run in the right direction? I just thought that night was very creepy, but also very funny at the same time. So, yeah. I love sharing my stories with you guys. Sorry this video was so long, but, yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys about some paranormal stuff that I've witnessed. I mean, that clock thing at the Lizzie Borden house, it's a wind-up clock. I don't know what the explanation for that was, you know, and after all these years of it being off, and then all of a sudden it starts working by itself, and you have to wind it up to work it. So, you know, they didn't wind it up or anything. So, I don't know. It's just really creepy, so I'm probably gonna go and do some of my college homework right now. I don't know when the next time I'm gonna upload something is, but I'm gonna try to ASAP. Maybe some more ghost stories. I don't know. If you guys want something in particular, like if you want me to talk about something in particular or make a video about something, do like a tag, or I don't know, just whatever you guys want me to do, tell me, and I'll find the time to do it. I don't really know where to start with my videos, but, you know, I don't know. So thank you guys for watching this really long video. I hope you all have, a great week. Actually, the week's over. A great weekend. And, I'll see you guys in my next video, whatever it is. Bye!